Let's talk about the struggles.
Yeah, let's talk about the joys.
How to raise an honest son who tells the truth when he's in trouble. This is the Raising Carter podcast. I am your host, Ramon Weatherall. I'm flying solo. Don't got the star of the show. The reason why I started this podcast, my son Carter with me on this podcast, because I'm talking to the dads out there.
Dad, I didn't mean to. I just got scared. And then I didn't know what to say. So.
Who tells the truth when he gets in trouble, because that's important. That's very important. And that's what we're going over today. The number one thing is be the role model. So be the person, the model that you want your son to emulate. Kids learn from observation, imitation, and repetition. You can't expect your son to be honest and tell the truth when it's difficult if he sees you doing the opposite. Not being a man of your word. When you say something, when you say you're going to be somewhere, when you say you're going to do something, when you say the quality of how you're going to do something, you do it that way. If he doesn't see that coming from you, how do you expect him to learn how to do it? Just out of the air from the internet? No, you have to be the model. Number two, admit your own mistakes. When you make a mistake, when you're wrong, say it. Tell him when you're wrong in disciplining him, when you're wrong in speaking to him in a certain, in a way that you shouldn't speak to him. When you're wrong with anything that he sees, you and your wife or you and his mom get into an argument and you might be wrong in that argument, the way you speak to her or the way you handle it. Admit it. Because once again, you have to be the model that you want him to emulate. If you can never admit when you're wrong, how do you expect him to do it? Why do you expect him to do it? You might as well not, because he's not going to do it. He has no frame of reference. He hasn't seen any man do it. So why is he going to do it? He's not going to do it. So you have to, humble yourself and understand. I mean, it's a good practice anyway. If you're wrong, admit it. Admit to your mistakes. Follow through on your promises. Follow through on what you say you're going to do for him. Follow through. I remember my dad would tell me, take you to Great America. You can bring one of your friends. So I would tell my friends, the person I want to take with me. And this is way back in the day, you didn't have cell phones and things like that. So he'd be like, yeah, I'm on my way. He lived 20, 30 minutes. So that was like the longest 20, 30 minutes ever. But then I would see that van coming around the corner. I see that van, that old custom van. I mean, back then it was fly. And we were going to Great America. Me and my friend, whoever I want to take, we was going. And having all the fun we want, the food, rides, whatever. Never, ever let me down. And if he couldn't do it, he wouldn't wait all day to tell me he couldn't do it. He would tell me up front, I can't do it. Busy, work. He owned his own business. So he would tell me, but he always kept his word. And that's why I do the same. You ask anybody about me, that's the one thing they'll say. Man, you're a man of your word. He keeps his word. That's where I got it from. My old man. So if you want your son to do the same, you got to do it. Create a safe space for him to tell the truth. So you got to, be calm. Be calm. You want the truth. Just like, I hate to relate these two, but when you're training a dog, you can't be all hyper and aggressive. You want a dog to do something, you have to be calm, direct, and confident in your commands. So if you want someone to tell you the truth, you want them to open up to you, you have to be calm. They have to believe that it's safe for you to talk to them. You don't know if you're getting the truth at that moment. If that's how you're coming at them. You don't know if you're really getting the truth. Maybe they're telling you what you want to hear, but if you want to get the truth from them consistently, being aggressive or threatening or scaring them into saying that's not how you're gonna that's not gonna work. And this is your child. This is your child. Yeah, they might have made a mistake, a bad mistake, but you have to stay calm and try to make and create a safe space for them to tell you the truth before something gets bad. Man, if you haven't watched the Netflix doc series or movie Adolescence, that's homework for you. Watch that series. Another thing under creating a safe space, thank them for being honest. Thank them for being honest. Thank them for telling you the truth instead of lying to you. I used to have this issue with Carter maybe a year or two ago. He would get in trouble at school and then he would lie. Like he didn't have anything to do with it. And then, the principal would investigate and things like that. And then the truth would come out. All because to him, getting in trouble was something he just did not want to do. So if it was just for that brief couple of hours or time saying he didn't do it or he didn't have anything to do with it, he thought he could avoid it. No, I had to let him know you're getting in more trouble by lying than just saying what you done. Don't ask questions you already know the answer. So if you see something's broken around the house, don't say, did you break that vase? Or did you, who broke that glass? Who broke your mom's glass? Just say, I see some glass in the garbage. What happened? Don't put your son in a situation where they are tempted to lie. Make it so telling the truth seems like the right thing to do. You understand what I'm saying? Don't put them in a position where they're tempted to lie. Like, who broke that glass? I didn't do it. You're putting them in a position because the way you're saying it, the way you're acting is making them just want to lie. So the way you're saying, the way you're saying it, the way you're acting, the way you're presenting it to them, it just tempts them to lie. I mean, I think principals, teachers, people that are dealing with kids should watch this video too. Don't say things that puts the child in a position so they think the best option is to lie. Give them a space or give them the opportunity or create the opportunity or create the space where they feel like lying or where they feel like telling the truth is the right thing to do.
How do I tell the truth even when I'm going to get in trouble?
Use consequences as a teaching tool. Make them understand that the consequences for lying will be more harsh than whatever you've done. The consequences for lying to you and other adults will be more severe than what they've done. Make that clear to your son so he doesn't become a habitual liar. Make him understand, because this is what happens in the real world. You can do whatever you want to do. You can do what you want to do, but the consequences for that thing is what you better be ready to accept. See, liars don't want to accept the consequences for what they do. That's why they lie, to try to get out of it. They keep lying, just to avoid the consequences. But let them know whatever you've done, you're going to pay for it. And those consequences are going to be more severe than what you've done. Here's another one. This is a great one. Don't just punish. Explain to them why lying destroys trust. And it ruins relationships. It ruins relationships. Lying destroys trust and it ruins relationships. That's what I had to make Carter understand. That's what his principal was kind of telling him. Like, you're lying so much that I can't believe what you're saying half of the time. And it destroys and erodes trust. So I've always got to go to the next level. I can't just believe you what you're saying and believe you and trust you, because you're lying so much that I've seen that I got to go ask more questions, because I can't just believe what he's saying. He lies a lot to get out of trouble. So I got to go to the next person and the next person and get the real truth. That's not what you want. That's not what you want your son to be known for. And that's not what he should want to be known for. And that's what I had to tell my son. That's not who you want people to think you are, a liar, someone who doesn't care about the relationship you have with the person. So I'm just going to tell you anything. I'm just going to tell you whatever it is so I don't get in trouble. That destroys relationships. The number one thing in a relationship is trust. You don't have a relationship if you don't have any trust. So teach your son that when you lie, you destroy trust and it ruins relationships on every level. Focus on solutions. Once he's been honest with you and told you the truth about the situation, focus on solutions. Focus on ways that you can fix this problem and you can stop this type of situation from happening in the future or something like it. Focus on solutions. Don't focus on punishments or how it made you look when he did this and you're embarrassing me, or you're embarrassing your mother, you're embarrassing your brothers and sisters. No, focus on solutions. Focus on ways so we can make this thing, we can correct this thing, and we can try to stop this from happening in the future. And here's a big one. Don't give your son labels. Don't call your son a liar. Don't call your son a liar. Don't call your daughter a liar. Tell them, I don't like when you lie, but don't call them a liar, because labels stick. Labels stick. And I mean, I think this one hits home, because I think I've even said that. I know I said it. I can't pinpoint, but I know I've said something like that. Oh, you're a liar or something like that, and it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong, and I know it hurt his feelings. So this is a message not only to you. This is a message to me. Let's not give our son labels. Let's not call them names. Whatever it is, let's stop that. Let's not call them names. Tell them you don't like when they do this. I don't like when you lie. I don't like when you're mean to your little sister. I don't like the way you talk to your mom. So let's not give them labels. Let's be more positive and just think about what we're doing, because the mission is to raise productive, strong, successful young men. That's the mission. That's the job. That's what we're doing. So we don't want to be the ones who are being the most negative to our sons, because it starts with us. What we say means a hell of a lot. It means a lot. It means so much. I heard Steve Harvey say this when he was talking about his father. He said that when his father died, he said he didn't know why it was messing him up so bad. He was like 40 years old at the time. And he was like, man, I didn't know why it was messing me up so bad. He's like, it messed me up so bad because your father is the only man who wants you to be better than him. Did you hear what I said? He said, your father is the only man who honestly wants you to be better than him. Man, if that ain't, I could end it right there, but I'm not. I got a little more to go. Number 4, teach the value of honesty. When everything is calmed down, when the situation is handled, we're working on resolutions, talk about honesty. Talk about integrity. Talk about your character, because it's important. It's important. It's important. The father helps the child see and kind of understand the world, and your integrity, your character, that means something. That means something. Because, hey, man, I don't care how much AI you got and internet and all this stuff you got. You still, We're still people. We're still humans. And the person that people like, the person that people can trust, the person that people can depend on, the person that people want around, that person is going to be more successful than the person who is the opposite of that. The person that don't nobody want around, the person that's lying all the time, the person that you can't depend on, the person who doesn't do good work, or the person who doesn't care about anyone but themselves. That person nobody wants around. But that person got like that because no one talked to them about integrity, talked to them about honesty, talked to them about character. No one talked to them about that. That's how they got that way. They didn't just get that way on their own. They had help. And the last one, help him take responsibility. Teach him that being honest, taking responsibility for his mistakes is a part of maturity, is a part of is growing up. Taking responsibility when you make a mistake, owning it, taking responsibility and owning your mistakes, people respect. People respect that. Where I work, if you cause an accident and you don't report it, you just try to avoid it and lie about it, you can be fired for that. You can be fired for that. You can lose your job for not reporting an accident, for not being honest. So whenever situation happens with me, if I do something, drop something, I just tell them, hey man, yeah, I backed into this, I did this. Hey, accidents cost money. Someone could be hurt or injured when you don't report something that you've done. And who wants someone working for them that damages something and doesn't report it? Who's trying to avoid and evade ruining something for the company that they work for? Do I really want this person working for me that I can't trust? It's not about the mistake. It's about you lying about it. Now, grown people do this. Grown people do this. Grown people do this because they don't want to be talked to. Oh, you see, so-and-so made a mistake. You see, no, man, people, hey, let them gossip. Keep your job. Keep your integrity. Keep your integrity. Let the people that work with you and work around you know, hey, man, everybody makes mistakes. But when you lie about things, it makes you look even worse. So teach your son that. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Now, a lot of times we make mistakes from poor choices. That's a whole nother video. But if you make a mistake, lying about it only worsens your situation because you ruin relationships, you damage trust, and depending where you do it, you can lose what you have. So that was this episode of the Raising Carter podcast. How to raise your son to tell the truth when he gets in trouble. Those are 4 things that you need to do, that we need to do when we are raising our sons and we are trying to help them be productive young men. Because ignorance is expensive. Not knowing something can cost you a hell of a lot. It can cost you so much. So that was this episode of the Raising Carter podcast. I'm your host, Ramon Weatherall. If you like this video, check out this video right here. I'll see you over there. If you're listening to this on Spotify, Apple, wherever else you get your podcast, your favorite platform, what are you waiting on? Click on the next episode.